I want to focus today on transformations in Photoshop, beyond scaling and rotating, are usually accessed in the edit menu. So we're going to do all of our transformations today using the edit menu. Transform. I just laid down a little type here using the type tool, and I'm going to recolor it and scale it up. Photoshop is kind of annoying whenever you have to scale up and down type with the move tool. You can scale it up using the type size or the font size. I'm just going ahead and picking a font. You can scale it up or down, but with the move tool, you have to click and select one of the bounding box nodes or the corners, and then scale it up or down. Every time you create, here I'm about to scale it down. See how I clicked it and selected it, and then that bounding box gets a little bigger, and then you can scale it up or down. And kind of annoying, but remember, every time you make a transformation, even scaling, you have to either double click it, press return, or hit that check up at the top in the options bar. Just a quick note about scaling: we never want to squish or squash type. Always scale in proportion, and remember that Photoshop, every time you scale something by using the corner, it will always scale in proportion, so that's good. You used to have to hold shift down, but you don't anymore. So this is ready to go. Every time you make a new piece of type with the type tool, it automatically makes a new layer, which is nice. So I've just made a copy of this, but I see that I don't have access to all of the transformations. I'm missing some. So what we have to do is right click on the layer, and we have to rasterize type before we have access to some of these. Now you can see we have distort and perspective available to us, and we can do some of those. I'm going to go ahead and pick skew for this first one. Skew kind of angles in the type, and shears it is another word. I think shear is an illustrator, but it angles type almost to the point of where you still have working for you. I made a new piece of type here, copied it twice, and I'm going to do distort and perspective. There's distort. My favorite is probably distort because it probably allows you the most customization. I usually like to drag the corners to distort things. But equally as fun is perspective. Perspective, which we'll use later, allows you to transform your type as if it were in 1, 2, or 3-point perspective, and it's very easy to overlay this type onto like the sides of buildings, any man-made structure that is inspective, and it's a lot of fun to try to match that perspective. Another transformation is flip vertical, which gives you a mirror image. This is great if you ever need a reflection, either in a mirror or on a glass or in the water. And just remember, we're doing this with type, but you can do this with any object, any selection. It can apply to everything. I'm going to scale this down and duplicate it. And this time I'm going to flip horizontal. So it's mirrored the other direction. And those are some ways that we can transform beyond rotation and scaling. Skew, distort, perspective, and flip horizontal, flip vertical.